2 teens killed in alleged carjackings in a 5-day span. D.C. is in the midst of a crime crisis, and clearly our kids are at the center of it.
When we saw you here last night, we told you Mayor Bowser is pointing the finger at judges for not locking up repeat teen offenders. So we had our chief investigative reporter Eric Flack dig into whether there's even enough space to do that. And Flack, we know that rehabilitation versus incarceration is a question that society and a lot of people have struggled with for a long time. And right now, it seems like our judges and the mayor are at odds about what the right answer is.
Well, certainly their actions kind of indicate that, and it certainly seems that way. The issue becomes even more difficult to unravel because we're talking about juvenile offenders, so a lot of the data is shielded from the public and from our reporting. What we were able to uncover today points to a juvenile justice system that appears to be at capacity. The carjacking epidemic in D.C. is being driven by teens, according to D.C. police data. Juveniles making up 63% of carjacking arrests so far this year. Monday, an angry Mayor Bowser calling out one D.C. Superior Court judge as an example of a catch-and-release system.
This is my understanding, that the judge wanted to place a juvenile who also been arrested for carjackings, 6th or 7th time, in a shelter environment that is not secure and that was also not available. What was available was a secured environment. And in my opinion, if you've been arrested for the 7th time for carjacking, that is where you belong.
But an analysis by WUSA 9 reveals pre-trial there may not be anywhere to send violent juvenile offenders except back home. Data from the Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services reveals the city's pre-trial detention facility, Youth Services Center, is at capacity. In fact, city data shows its current population as 6 people over the capacity listed on the DYRS website. A source within DYRS said the facility is using temporary bedding to house the additional teens, but added the facility is, quote, not bursting at the seams. In a statement to WUSA 9, a DYRS spokesperson said the agency is working to increase the number of beds in their existing shelter homes, actively seeking additional local group and shelter home providers, and trying to find more space out of state to place committed youth. Yeah, and they certainly could use that extra space. Right now, there are only 187 beds in DYRS detention centers and shelter homes, which are basically group homes with ankle monitors. According to DC police data, officers have made 991 juvenile arrests just this year alone. Now, not all of those juveniles are going to be sent to any sort of detention, but just the disparity in those numbers alone show you there's an issue here.
And the bigger issue here is what gets them into those facilities in the first place.
And are they getting the services they need once they end up there or end up in that situation to not repeat that cycle?
They're going in and out, back and forth.
Clearly, there's a lot of layers to this and a lot to examine around it, too.
Yep, we'll be on it.
Thank you, Flack.